Namaste, young adventurers. Welcome to Farming Days Vacation Adventure. City boys aarav leave busy streets for village fun. Bus rides, bullock carts, and corn growing magic await. Like, subscribe, and join their farm journey. Let's go! The summer heat had finally taken over the city, and school was finally out for vacation. Arav quickly packed his bags, ready for a new adventure at his Nana's farm. Bye bye skyscrapers, hello cows. He cheered as the bus zoomed away from the busy streets and headed for the countryside. As soon as the bus stopped, Arav and Reva couldn't wait another second. They sprinted straight into the heart of the farm. Their eyes lit up as they explored the wonderful farm sheds, meeting the cows and goats, and even finding the dogs wagging their tails in the kennel. That night, under a blanket of velvet blue, they fell fast asleep while counting the stars from their beds. But the quiet didn't last long. As the first light of dawn hit the farm, the loud, proud crowing of the rooster woke them up, signaling the start of a brand new adventure. After a chorus of good mornings, it was time to get ready. There were no fancy bathrooms here. Instead, they headed straight for the farm well. With the cool, fresh water and the morning sun on their faces, brushing their teeth and bathing at the well was the most refreshing start to the day they could imagine. To truly embrace farm life, they swapped their city clothes for traditional village outfits. Feeling like locals, they hopped onto the back of a wooden bullock cart. With a gentle sway and the sound of bells jingling, they began their journey through the fields to start the day's work. Once they reached the farm, it was time for some work. The boys stepped up to help, guiding the plow to turn the earth before carefully tucking corn seeds into neat, straight rows. But it wasn't just work, it was a challenge. The kids started a competition to see who could plant the most corn seeds the fastest. Fingers moved like lightning as they tucked the seeds into the soil. It was pure, chaotic fun, and Arav loved every second of the friendly rivalry. The hard work didn't stop there. The very next day, they were back at it, filling the remaining rows with corn seeds. To speed things up, Arav's uncle brought out the big guns, driving the tractor through the farm to prep the land. Finally, Arav and his friends took over the watering, making sure every single seed had a cool drink to help it grow. Life on the farm settled into a beautiful rhythm. Every morning began the same way. The rooster's wake-up call, followed by a hearty breakfast with Reva. Then, it was back to the bullock cart to head out and water the seeds. Some days, the curious cows and goats would wander by to watch them work. Other days, the reward for a long afternoon was a splashing bath at the well. As the days turned into weeks, something magical happened. The first green sprouts of the crop finally began to peek through the soil. As the corn grew taller, new challenges arrived. To keep the wandering animals out, Arav and his friends worked hard to build a sturdy fence around the rows. But then, the birds arrived. To protect the tender crops, the kids got creative and built a giant scarecrow. They spent days working in the thick, squelching mud, watching with pride as the corn finally grew to double its size. After the long days of building and protecting the crops, the evenings became the best part of the trip. Arav and his friends would gather around a crackling bonfire, roasting fresh corn and sharing stories under the stars. On other mornings, Arav loved visiting the shed to watch his uncle skillfully milk the cows. There was nothing quite like the taste of warm, fresh milk to start the day, the true flavor of farm life. The days flew by in a blur of sun and soil, and finally, it was harvest time. Arav and his friends joined the farmers in the golden fields, plucking ripened corn until their baskets were overflowing. The tractor chugged along, carrying the heavy load, as the boys raced back with high fives all around. They weren't just city boys anymore. They had become true farm heroes. As the trucks rumbled away toward the village market, loaded with the fruits of their labor, Arav realized he had just finished the most incredible adventure of his life. This wasn't just a vacation. It was a real farming experience he would never forget. But as the sun began to set on the fields, A quiet realization hit: vacation was over, and it was time for this farm hero to head back to the city. The city is fun, but the farm is truly alive. Between the strength of the bullocks, the roar of the tractors, and the miracle of watching a tiny seed turn into a harvest, my heart stays in the fields. This is Arav, signing off. Keep those farming dreams growing, and I'll see you next summer.